Hello, hello. I think I'm the only one here so far. So I'm just kind of hanging out until I see a couple people pop up. I've got two of you. That's me and somebody else, I think. So pop in and say hi. Oh, let me turn this down. I wasn't going to put the drums on at all, but then it's like Land of a Thousand Fans, so I decided to turn them on. And I'm just going to hang out for a little bit here until I see folks start checking in. I didn't give any warning. I gave like half an hour warning that I was going live, so I understand if people are going to be clueless as to what's going on. It is really bright and sunny again here. It was raining. Well, it was almost raining a little while. It was raining everywhere around us except us, which is typical. So and I know I used to do these at 7:30, and then I backed them up to 7 o'clock. So, and Wednesday, but then Thursday, but then, so I really don't expect people to come charging in or being waiting for me. And this is why you should click the bell, because then you'll get a notice that says, hey, Luna's decided to go live. And I will remind you, if you've got your chat open, to switch it to live chat instead of top chat at the top of that window, so that you don't miss anybody. And the setting is that you can join the live chat if you are a subscriber, but you only have to have been a subscriber for 1 minute before you join the chat. So and whoever the other is, it says two watching now, whoever my second one is, because one of them's me. Whoever the other one is, drop in that chat and say hi. I'd like to see who you are. You know, you and me. All right, I think I'm going to click my face off and just hang out for a little bit until I see people showing up. Be right back. And there we are, somebody checked in. Hi, October. It's really good to see you. Thanks for saying hi. Thank you for letting me feel like I'm not completely alone. So there's more than one of us here, so I think we're ready to go. Everybody else will come in when they come in, and it's okay because it's loose. You know me. And if you come in the middle, you can always go back and start the stream at the beginning. Just understand that if you're commenting on current things, please tell me what you're commenting on, because if it's out of context, sometimes it's impossible to tell. So I'm okay. October, I'm okay. I'm here. I'm hanging in. How are you? How are you guys doing? I mean, all of you, all of us. What a time. What a time. What a time. And what a time we're going to have tonight. I think I put too much product in my hair today. Anyhow, I won't obsess over my hair. Maybe. We'll see. So, today the spirit hit me to shoot a video, and I hope you watch it if you haven't watched it already, talking about ascension and what that really looks like. Um, oh, okay, cool. Yay. Good. Good. Yeah, um, it's a good conversation to have about ascension, because we can so easily get lost in the ether, you know, in the in waiting mode. You know, suddenly someday we will all ascend, but it's hard work. Ascension is hard work. Initiation is hard work. A master's degree is hard work. Anything where you level up, any kind of level up, even a frickin' video game, takes work to level up. So, um, if your ass end isn't ready to ascend, start doing some spiritual squats. Get that spiritual power butt ready to launch you into the stratosphere. Oh, dear me. Dearie, dearie me. Okay, so there's 5 of us here now. That's officially a group. We're officially a coven. Okay, wait. Hair picking. So, if you haven't watched that video, once the live's over, go watch it because there's a lot of information. Roxanne, hello. Hello, my dear. How are you doing? I'm so glad to see you. So glad to see you. I'm back in the saddle again. There's Miss Darcy. Hello, darling. I sent a text to Samantha to let her know I was going on at 7, so I hope she and Frankie will be able to show up. And once again, if you're just clicking in, please go to the top of your chat window and switch it from top chat to live chat so that everything everybody says will show up for you. If you're new here, subscribe, and a minute after you subscribe, you can participate in the chat. So, almost halfway through August. As typical for Mercury retro, which Mercury stationed on Monday, so we are going forward, but we still have to go through the exit shadow, which ends, hold on. Exit shadow is over after the 25th of this month. And I scheduled to have the root canals done while Mercury was retro, and it was supposed to happen today, but then I got sick, and so I still have kind of a very mild cold. So I had to cancel that, had to reschedule it, and it's not till the end of September now, which is okay. I'm not in any pain. It's all good. It's all good. Right, Darce? It's all good. Next week, if you haven't watched the ascending video, our latest news is that my husband Cliff is heading for open heart surgery. And next week we've got appointments and appointments and appointments. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we've got consults with surgeons and cardiologists, and then an echocardiogram on Friday. And then we will see. And I am claiming perfect timing so that everybody is in good health as we approach this, and so that I have a chance to make money at Oddmall on the 7th and 8th of September at Summit County Fairgrounds in Akron, Ohio. If you want to come see me and get a live reading and you're in the area, come to that Oddmall on the 7th and 8th. So anyhow, let's get ourselves ready, eh? And by all means, if you're lurking, you don't have to participate in the chat, but just check in and say hi and tell us who you are and where you're from, because the more the merrier. I'm going to relight. I want a little bit more out of this. Hi, Samantha. Yay, you made it. Is Frankie there with you? So I offer you this sacred smoke. That by air and fire you may be purified and charged. And this is what I do every morning over this way, eyes, ears, mouth, and heart. And light your own if you got it. Yay, Frankie. Hi, Frankie. And then I offer you this ocean water by Water and Earth. May you be blessed and made whole. Back. Oh, my goodness. Yes. I'm so happy to see you back on your sweet, sweet baby. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this feels good, you guys. It feels so good. It just feels like, I was like forcibly held away for so long. We know that's not true, but you know what I mean. And then by the sound of the bell, may your space be cleared of negativity. I'm turning the drums down a little bit more just in case. I'm not really bothered if you can't hear them. It's just a kind of a nice thing for me to write on, but I don't want it to be annoying for anyone or make it difficult to hear. So the sound of the bell clears the negativity from your space, clears the negativity from your mind. And then brings you into sharp focus and full awareness of this time and place. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, we welcome you here. I thank my team every single morning for walking with me every step of the way, for everything they do with their presence. And I offer you fresh water, and I offer you the fire of Azrael, getting ready to make a whole new batch for sale. All right, I'm going to make myself smaller. Okay, let me catch up here. The Sin Stream, hi. Oh my goodness. Yay, welcome from Las Vegas. It's really nice to see you. I like the Sin Stream, that's pretty cool. From Sin City, USA. Yeah, baby. I think you probably have it a little bit hotter out there than we have it here, but we got the humidity. It's a wet heat. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, hold on. I have to get back into my groove because it's been a while. Let's do our meditation and then I'll introduce the decks to you. So get yourself comfy, settle into whatever surface you're sitting on. Let me put the mic a little bit closer to me. Settle in. It's only 111. Cool. Oh my God, that's just unholy. Wow. All right, so settle into whatever you're sitting or lying down on. Get yourself good and comfortable. Loosen your shoulders up a little bit, roll them back. Get your shoulder blades kind of tucked in next to your spine so that your chest opens up, so that your chin is tucked, your head is balanced on the top of your spine. Just let things be soft and supple and relaxed and supported. Okay, Sin Stream, yes. I will introduce the decks to you in a little bit here. And this is readings for the collective. So I will we'll do our little meditation, and then I'll do the Astro Dice, and then we will do a reading from each of the decks. And that's it. We'll chat and we'll laugh, and hopefully we'll get some insight and feel better when we leave than when we got here. So, okay. All right, sit back, relax. There's usually a message for each individual, something that you can use. That's what I aim for. So anyhow, now, settle back in. Take some nice deep breaths. I'm going to take my face completely out of here. Take some nice deep breaths and make sure that your breathing, as much as possible, goes 360 degrees, so you can feel your lungs expanding 360 degrees around when you take a deep, easy breath. And as you're breathing naturally, start to focus on your out-breath. And just be aware of what is leaving your body with that out-breath. There are toxins, there's carbon dioxide, things that your body does not need, things that your body is disposing of are leaving with every out-breath. And while that's happening, I encourage you to allow other things to leave as well. Allow any tension that you're carrying to leave, any fear, any fatigue, sadness, shame, guilt, any of these burdens that you do not need to carry for this time and place. The things that truly belong to you will still be there for you when you're ready to deal with them again, but for this time and place, you don't need those things. So just allow them to flow out with your out-breath, and notice that with the next in-breath, there's more space to bring in oxygen, to bring in a sense of relaxation, a sense of community, a sense of joyful anticipation, a sense of fun and curiosity and creativity. And now, as you're continuing to breathe easily and fully, turn your attention to the base of your spine, actually to your perineum, sometimes known as the taint. And this is the gateway of the root chakra, and feel that energy center activate as an energy root begins to grow down into the earth. And this may appear to you in any number of ways. It could appear as an actual tree root or a taproot. Sometimes it's just an energetic cord. However it manifests to you, however you are able to see it most clearly and perceive it most clearly, even if you don't see it. Just let it go down into the earth, down, down, down. And as it grows down, feel yourself being anchored to the physical plane. Feel your body being held to the earth by gravity. Held in safety and protection. Grounding is nothing more or less than being fully in your body. So as this root goes down, really feel your body. And just as a check-in, don't try to change anything, but just as a check-in, notice the quality of the energy in your body right now. Notice the heaviness or the lightness, heat or coolness, any kind of pain or discomfort. Again, we're just acknowledging and allowing things to be as they are. And now, as you continue to breathe on the out-breath, imagine anything in your body that is heavy, that is making you uncomfortable, that you don't need right now, just let it flow down into the earth. And you can almost feel like when you're sitting in a tub of water and you open the drain and the water starts to flow out and it kind of drags on your body a little bit. You can feel gravity kind of dragging and pulling out of your body the things that don't serve you, toxins, habits, lethargy, opinions about your body, emotions that have not been processed or leftovers from the process that just need to go away now. Let them fall down, 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 down that root and into the earth where the goddess opens her arms and accepts it as the wonderful components of growth. The components of compost, the substances that fertilize life. Just let all those things fall down into the black, rich earth and feel her accept them lovingly. And now imagine that earth energy, the energy of growing things, the green and gold of life and leaves and roots and stems begins to rise up that root. And you see little pairs of green and gold spheres that are joined and spinning together. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of them begin to rush up that root like the sap in the spring. They rush up, and when they connect with your physical body, feel it pour down your legs. You can feel the tips of your toes light up with that energy. As it flows and fills up your legs and fills up your pelvis and fills up your low belly, and they begin to swirl and spin and energize and flow up through your torso, your belly and mid-back, up into your chest, rising now up through your chest into your shoulders, where it rushes down your arms to your fingertips, and you see your fingertips spark into life. And then it rises up into your neck and into your head, green and gold swirling and spinning. Now millions upon millions of little pairs of green and gold, filling up every bit of the space in your body, and yet there's more space. So when you take in your next breath, pull up more earth energy and just watch it get brighter. Watch it get more potent, bursting with life. Release only your breath. And then on the next in-breath, bring it up brighter and brighter and brighter. Turn it up to 11. So bright, flashing and sparkling and tingling. Release only your breath. And on the next in-breath, pull it up again. Brighter, more lively, more healing, filling up every single space in your body. And as you exhale, breathe it out through the crown of your head. And it shoots up out of your head and then begins to arc down around you on all sides, defining your personal energy field, your personal space, enclosing you in a sphere or an egg of living earth energy. Watch it touch the ground, sink down, and close around that root and then flow back into the earth. Feel this flow for the space of a couple breaths, up through the earth, through your body, out through the crown, down and around, back into the ground. Feel yourself held in this living sphere. And as it continues to flow, it continues to clean out of your energy system anything that is not serving you. And now, in perfect trust and perfect love, just let that be. Let it work. It's going to continue to be there. Now, reaching up through the crown, opening wide to the energy of the heavens, the energy of the spheres, of the stars, of the planets, of the cosmos, the energy of infinity, as blue and silver come rushing down into your crown to join the green and gold. Little pairs of blue and silver hooking up with little pairs of green and gold. Flowing down, down, down through your head, your neck, down your arms, down into your chest, down into your torso, down into your low belly and back, rushing down your legs. Feel these pairs hook up. And as substantial as the earth energy is, that's as ethereal as the cosmic energy is, holding you in perfect balance between form and formlessness, between earth and space. Let that cosmic energy flow down your root until it meets with the edge of the sphere, and then it spreads out and rises up the sphere all the way up above your head and back into space. And take a couple breaths to experience that movement. Feel the perfect balance that holds you right now, safe and protected, yet open to infinite possibility. Sitting in the reality, the manifest reality of Earth, and openly accessing limitless potential of spirit. Acknowledge yourself and your energy system as this perfectly balanced system, in perfect harmony, a product of nature infused with spirit, all elements inseparably together in perfect balance. And at the center of this, open your heart. And feel these energies meeting in the middle and shining out from that heart center in compassion, in unity, in community. And you might just feel your other chakras lighting up too. Your third eye, your throat chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral. A rainbow of light shining out front and back, filling this sphere with these beautiful lights. Liquid color that you can bathe in and breathe in. And it is healing and energizing and validating and holy. Into this space now, invite your allies and ancestors, your gods and goddesses, your guides and guardians. Open to them with gratitude for being with you every moment of every day. And then exhale fully. A nice deep inhale. And on the next exhale, imagine that a layer of your sphere is pushed out. And it instantly snaps into the grid, connecting with the spheres of everyone else in this circle at this time or at a future time. On this plane, there is no time or space, so we connect with each other instantly. Know that your own sphere filters out anything that does not belong in your system, but allows you to share freely so that our energy systems are exponentially magnified by being connected to this grid. And now just another nice deep breath and a refreshing exhale, and then come on back to the space. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring your awareness, and come on back. Hi, Natalie. Welcome, dear cold spring morning. So you're in Thursday already, and we're on Wednesday night. Look how we can straddle that reality. No time, no space, right? We are at the end of summer. They are in spring, so, or almost to spring. It's just amazing. It's just amazing, the balance. We've been just dying of heat here, and they're having a beautiful, chilly spring morning. Oh, I can wait till fall, because I have to wait till fall, but it's my favorite time. So, okay, everybody, let me know when you're back. Tee-hee. A little bit more Fire of Azrael here, as an offering and a thank you to all our wonderful guides. Yes, indeed, October. Absolutely. I love October so much. Okay, so let's meet the decks today. These decks I have as a pair because I'm going to read them as a pair, and we're just going to take one from each, which is what I've been doing every morning. And oh my word, what fabulous decks. These are the Archangel Fire Oracle and the Water Alchemy Oracle by Alexandra Wenman, Findhorn Press. I cannot recommend these decks enough. These are all faves here tonight, just so you know. So do you have fall? What's fall like in the desert in Las Vegas? I would like to know. Is it just cooler? Do you get any like fall activity? I don't know what happens there. Okay, second one is Tarot of the She by Emily Carding. This was a gift by from Catherine, Silver Spiral Tarot, and such a treasured gift. What an excellent deck. Okay. This is one of my, so here are my two rainbow edged decks. That was so much fun. Then, of course, you probably know this has been one of the most popular decks in recent years. This is the Light Seers. Ta-dee. Now, I guess I could show you the box. Light Seers by Chris And. If you don't have this deck, get this deck. This is a deck for our next level. It really is. And then we have The Anatomy of a Witch Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I did something interesting with this deck that I can't wait to show you. All right. Let's see. She says, palm trees don't lose their fronds. There's no beautiful colors. We have two seasons, hot and hell. Oh, honey. I did spend a month in Arizona once, and that month was from like the last week of July to the last week of August in Tucson. So yeah, I have had a taste of hell, and I spent most of my time inside, just the way I do here when it's hell. Okay, now, I decided, that's wonderful. Where in the Midwest? Sinstream? I'd like to know. I'm in Ohio, just so you know. So I was downstairs getting ready to make some dinner, and I went in the bathroom, and my Pema Chodron books are there, When Things Fall Apart in the Places That Scare You. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a little bibliomancy tonight? And so I picked it up and I opened it, and I thought, I'll be talking about Tonglen practice or, Tibetan Buddhism, but that's not at all what I got. And what I got is sufficient. Sorry, hair weeding again. So here's what I got. It says fresh start. We are all children of the Great Spirit. We all belong to Mother Earth. Our planet is in great trouble, and if we keep carrying old grudges and do not work together, we will all die. And that's from Chief Seattle. I think that's all we need for Bibliomancy tonight, right? If we don't learn to work together, we'll all die. Period. I mean, we're all going to die anyway, but you know what I'm saying. You know what Chief Seattle was saying. Okay. Sorry. Fucking with the microphone. Sorry. Okay. Nebraska. Nebraska. I mean, that's Midwest. That is as Midwest as it gets. Okay. So we're going to go with the Astro Dice first. Yep. Absolutely. And, you know, nobody beats the natives when it comes to just telling it like it is. Let's get out of the old, you know, I get really, yeah, Doris, I know. Gee, thanks. But, you know, give it to me straight, man. No sugarcoating, right? Oh, shit, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Anyhow, it just really, sometimes when you get into magical systems, and I'll look, and I hate to say it, but it's mostly male created systems that are just so complicated, and you get so bogged down in all this thinky stuff that you don't get the of it, which is just get your shit together or we're dead. Okay. So now let's have some fun. Oh, goodness. We have Neptune in Scorpio in the 10th house. Neptune in Scorpio. Wow. I mean, this is magical ability. This is the sensitivity. This is witchcraft. Neptune in Scorpio is like, Neptune's the dissolver. It is the thing that takes us outside of the solid boundaries of our bodies and everything else. And puts us in union and in communion, in unity with all that is. It's what allows us to meditate, you know, what allows us to cross the boundaries of our ordinary waking reality into the subtle realms. And Scorpio is the deep. You know, Neptune's like way up there and Pluto's way down there. But Scorpio is what gives us access to manipulate those energies. So here we have, what in the heck is that? Oh, it's just ashes. Thank God. So it looks like I have always defined a witch as someone who is sensitive to subtle energies and able to sense, manipulate, change, and direct those energies. That's the definition of magic. I'm aware of these energies. I can sense them. I can work them and change them and shoot them off to a purpose. Scorpio gives us access to that hidden information, to those hidden energies. It also gives us deep insight. It also gives us the focus. Neptune isn't very focused. Scorpio gives us that laser focus to direct our will. This is will, spiritual will. And then the 10th house is what we're here to accomplish. You know, it's the goal. It's the whole point of it. It's the achievement, the attainment, our purpose. So our purpose here is to, what do we say? Work your magic, work your magic. Here we go. I'm looking forward to this. Now, it's going to be fun because we only have four, well, I'll say 4 decks. One is a double deck, but 4 decks. Your Neptune is Scorpio in the 11th house. Okay, tell us what your experience is of that. I'm curious. I mean, psychic is all get out, first of all. Painfully aware. I think Neptune and Scorpio would be painfully aware of other people's shit, you know? Okay. Certainly will give you some interesting friends. some very magical, spiritual type friends, for sure. Maybe some cosplayers too. Okay, so we're starting with the light seers. Oops. Overcoming the patriarchy. Right on. Right on. You know, healing the patriarchy. We have to heal ourselves of this disease of patriarchy. Because that's the truth. It's a disease. It hurts us all. And has been for millennia. Painfully, okay. Yeah, I thought so. So your ruling planet, the chart ruler is the ruler of your ascendant. So if you have Pisces rising, but with Scorpio in your 11th house, you wouldn't have Pisces rising here. If you are a Pisces, yeah, your sun is in Pisces, then Neptune rules your sun, but your chart ruler is the ruler of your ascendant. Come on. Oh, darling, come on. All right, no more riffles. And we're going to do 3 by 3 plus 1. I'm going to put these over here, and I'm going to move you back a little bit so we have room for everything. I want to show you guys some of the things that I've been making lately. Sag rising, Pisces moon. Okay, I have a Pisces moon too. So Jupiter is your chart ruler. All right, they're flipping out, so let's go. King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, he was showing up in my head. Look at this, King of Pentacles and King of Cups. So here we have the King energy, the masculine energy through the feminine elements of earth and water, with the Hierophant in the middle laughing his ass off. So these are the men that know. These are the ones that have healed themselves and are aware of this whole journey. These are the ones that we need to be louder, please. Louder. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Swords. That's been popping up too. There's more shenanigans to come, you guys. And then Nine of Cups, Knight of Cups, Nine of Swords, and Judgment. How interesting. In the read in the video that I posted today. No, wait, that was a whole bunch of, never mind. One of my recent readings, Judgment keeps coming up right here. Okay, so Seven of Swords in the middle is talking about being taken advantage of, having something stolen away from you, betrayal. That attitude, this is what we've been under in patriarchy, the attitude of there's not enough, I have to take what's mine because I'll never get enough. So I'm thinking that we're looking at, you know, what the foundation here is and what the lack is that we're dealing with. King of Pentacles knows how to care for his bit of earth and his resources. This is, and if we step out of the masculine king, you know, paradigm for a minute, this is just mastery. This is clear-sightedness and mastery of the earth element. I have enough and I know how to spread it around. It flows, it goes in a circle, it goes where it needs to go and then comes back, you know? And this is stability, emotional stability and responsibility, taking responsibility for our own emotions, knowing that they don't have to run the show, that we can bring our awareness to it. And in the middle is the Hierophant. This is our habits and practices, the very structure of our society, the underpinnings of our society. So this is like the paradigm, the mental structure that everything is based on. And for the new structure that's going to take us up, 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 it needs to be responsible stewardship of resources, and it needs to be emotional maturity. Here's the goal, right? So down here we have, so we've got the beginning and the end of the earth element, and here's the Ace of Pentacles, the new physical start. And then we've got Nine of Cups with Seven of Swords in the middle. So what gets in the way of this new seed being planted and us getting exactly what we want is this just attitude of I've got to be sneaky and devious and lie, cheat, and steal in order to get the things that I need. I can't wait to take the last card on top of that and see what it is, because it certainly is what's disrupting here. We have the roots, we've got the seeds and the potential, and we've even had, you know, things, programs and policies and things that were implemented that were beginning to bear fruit and beginning to bring benefit, and then suddenly somebody that can't get their shit together tears it away. But over here, the Nine of Cups, so you see this here, he's kind of all couched in. Look at her. Wow. Throw it wide open. So our job here under the King of Cups, look, we've got Pentacles and Cups here. So under the King of Cups, that means we work even harder to project out of this heart chakra the love that is being stolen and squashed. You know, if you watch like ghost hunting things, there's a thing, God, what do they call it? A something pump, like an energy, something that just pumps electromagnetic energy into the air that is available for spirits to use. And I'm looking at this as just like a generator. What can you do to generate love? To generate this fullness of joy and bliss, heart bursting with love. Because we have to balance this. Down at the bottom here, we've got the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and then Judgment. Okay. So the Knight of Cups is like a proposal, an offer. And here I'm seeing, you know, we've got someone in grief, because this way, you know, is grief. This is a more gentle offer then, on even a more personal basis. If you know people that are hurting, and I know that there are many stories now of people connecting with those who are seemingly on the other side from us, but you know, it's a circle. There's only one side. There's the human side. And wherever opportunities show up to come and gently offer someone in grief, someone in hardship, someone that doesn't understand why it's going so wrong because they don't understand they've been lied to. And those opportunities that come up, just that door opens a crack where you can offer some love and understanding, and perhaps minds change and hearts change, and radical change is judgment. Because when we change from the inside, so there's grief that needs to be addressed. It's addressed gently, lovingly, you know, simply. You're not out to change this person. You're out to offer them comfort. So many of us are in grief, and I'm not talking about only, you know, those people, but people around you that are having problems. And, you know, I was a recipient of this when I put up the GoFundMe for getting my dental work done. And believe me, I've got that money tucked away because now I have to hold it till the end of September, and it's all good. It's all good. So people that maybe can't ask for help, and maybe you can, being the sensitive witch that you are, that Neptune in Scorpio, even not acknowledging, you know, openly, oh, I see that you're grieving or anything, but maybe just a kindness. Just a kindness, the small magics, the small kindnesses that can be utterly transformative. And then we've got Seven of Cups here. What is it I should do? Should I do this? Am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to just open your heart? Open your heart, do your practice, you don't have to take on new things and new practices. Just be your true and loving self. I want another one here. We've got 5 of Swords. Oh man, so much, and 5 of Pentacles. So much hurt. So much hurt, so much worry. So this can also talk about perhaps sharing resources, sharing food with people. Just increasing your generosity. And it doesn't mean you got to pry open your wallet and give your last dime. It just means whatever you have to welcome someone who might need to share that with you. Because we're battered and bruised. 5 of Swords is bullying, you know? This is the sore winner. And this is the very real destitution, the very real constraints on resources. So many, you know, a whole generation, more than a generation, are confronting in the richest country in the world that they can't afford to do anything. So there's an awful lot to go through. Okay, hold on here. And then we've got 4 of Wands here, to get together and celebrate when you can. But the thing is, you don't have to solve the world's problems. You just need to be a kind and loving and connected actor in your realm, even if it's just within the confines of your own house. Being the kindest, most loving actor in your arena. It's not a competition. Being the kindest you can be, okay? And getting together with people to remember what's good and to celebrate what's good and to share joy, to share love, to share success. Look that we only have 2 majors here. So this is talking about the day-to-day, how we move through. Hold on a second. My back is itching so bad. Okay. So let me catch up with comments here. Okay, the Sin Stream said, had a chart done years ago, don't know how to read them. So, okay. I need the point where you can see how it works together. It's a lifelong study. It really is. Samantha says, I believe collectively we're starting to realize we don't have to be considered better than anyone in order to be the best we came here to be. Bingo! Ooh, that's excellent, Samantha. We don't have to, it's, again, not a competition. We don't have to be better than anyone else to be our very best. Right? Tarot has always drawn me in. Good. Yep, it's an excellent focus. 7 of Cups work on responding instead of reacting. That's very good. And this can, you know, 7 of Cups can also talk about just sort of dithering. You know, this or that. It's kind of a Libra card. You know, I don't know if, well, I could do this and I could do that. This, instead of this, it's this. Unadulterated, unformed love. Blast it out. And then you don't have to go like looking for a cause. Just to be responsive. Samantha was saying respond instead of react with the 7 of Cups. Being responsive to what comes into your sphere and being able to recognize I can help with that. I can make something better right there. The call will come to you. If you open your heart to it, you blast out that love, the call will come to you. And if it's a big call and it's too big for you to handle, just think, okay, is there any one part of this that I can contribute to and help? Okay, so real quick here, I want to look at 1, 2 swords, 2 pentacles, 3 cups, and the last was a sword, so 3 swords. So we've got threes, no wands, except for that 4 at the very, very end. But in the original 10, no wands. It's not about creativity. It's about how we respond to what's happening around us. And if we hear the call and respond to the call, we've got Ace of Wands on the bottom. So there's our wand. Okay. Now, Sam says, I think that's where the Hierophant comes in. We're collectively and more actively sorting our beliefs out. Yeah. What do we wish to carry forward? What needs to be left behind? Yes. And I so love the Hierophant in the Light Seers because it really is a new imagining of that Hierophant energy, which is, you know, your belief systems and the structure of those systems, and it's even structure of spiritual laws and things like that. And so, you know, you see the rigidity of the traditional Hierophant, but in the Light Seers we have this shamanistic man, or at least just a yogi, you know, a meditator that is laughing, understanding that joy is our spiritual practice, not that Hierophant, not the dogma. It's the joy, and that's what takes us up, up, up. So excellent. Okay. Darlings, now who's next? Number 4. Ooh, we get the Anatomy of a Witch. Okay. So what I did with this deck. All right, Samantha says, getting in touch with our inner Hierophant and seeing what beliefs we're carrying around. Yeah, not what society is or aspects of society are telling us to believe. So in the video that I shot today that you can go back and watch, I was talking about your natal chart and how it represents your default settings. It shows the circumstances into which you arrive on this planet and the experiences you have during that first go round of Saturn, and those define your belief systems. You get to see what installed your belief systems, you know? So when we can be aware of those belief systems, which Neptune represents belief systems, and Neptune in Scorpio would be deeply questioning those belief systems, examining the belief systems, and because we're looking at where they've taken us, where have they led us, and it's time to change them. Yeah. Okay. So this deck has different sets. There's the Witch Anatomy set. There is the Body Being set, so different states of being. There are the elements. I am very sad that they did not put spirit as an element. There's only 4 of them. So earthly elements. But you know, spirit is an earthly element. It's what makes everything grow. It's the life force. So, and then we have senses. We have magical artifacts. Okay. And then we have wait a minute. We have witch work. And we have, what do they call these? Lunar and solar events. Okay. So what I did a reading where I took this first, the anatomy, to see what system it is we're called to work on now. Okay. So, all right. Witch lungs. And okay. With every breath, you bring the outside world inside of you. With every exhalation, you share molecules of yourself with the world. The witch lungs teach us that everything and everyone is interconnected. However, this connection doesn't mean you yield your personal sovereignty. You are in control of your own domain, your body, and what you put out into the world. Own your breath, recognizing your own sovereignty and power. There is a balance between what you take from the world and what you put into it. There's a season for everything if you take the time to observe and seek to understand the patterns of life happening around you. Interconnection, sovereignty, creating space, and the RX, which I looked at the beginning of my unboxing of this deck and I said it was retrograde for reverse, but that's not true. This is the prescription RX. The witch lungs share the wisdom of understanding what in our lives is permeable and shared with the world and what should be protected and kept for just us. We've been talking about this very thing here. Be mindful of what you take from and give to others. Use your breath as a metaphysical filter by focusing on what you wish to both breathe in and release out into the world. Okay, so what are we bringing? What are we contributing? What is it what's the exchange rate here? It should be a balanced exchange rate. Then let's do, okay, let me see here. Let's do the body being to show kind of where we're at and maybe what we need to address. I'm going to take one on each side here. So thinking about which lungs. We have create and we have play. So when things are getting so very heavy around us, we need to make sure that we are creating wonderful things to put out and to bring that sense of play back. Again, the balance of things. And it is true with human beings and with other animals as well. Wherever you put us, we're going to find a way to play and a way to create something, whether that's music, art. We're going to, whatever tools you put in our hand, we're going to play with them and create something. So it's talking about with your breath as well, with that really, breath is the thing we can do without for the shortest amount of time, right? Before we're in big trouble. So it's vital and it's constantly in, out. So we want to look at what we're creating with our breath. What are we actually breathing into being with our words that ride our breath? What is it we are speaking into being? All right. The next, I'm just going to get the cards out and then I might read some more. Let's look at the elements and the senses. Interestingly, yesterday when I did this, and I was dealing with, maybe a little bit of dehydration issues and stuff, or actually I had been, and rectifying those, and I literally got taste water. We have smell, which is the sense of air. And we got air. Yeah. So each of the elements has a sense that goes with it. Earth is the sense of touch. Air is the sense of smell. Fire is sight. Water is taste. If your mouth is bone dry, you cannot taste anything. You need moisture in your mouth in order for your taste buds to work. And then the sense of spirit is hearing, which is why I'm really sad that they don't have a spirit card, and I might need to make a card, but I might want to write to her and say, hey, please do a spirit card. It's not complete without the life force. The elements are just elements until they're infused with the life force. Okay, now let's do, what do we got here? We've got those, and we've got the senses. And this, okay. And then this is timing. So I want to know here what our magical action is, what our witch work is, and weehaw, there we go. We got 2. Cleanse and commune. And then let's look at an artifact to use. Which bottle? Okay. And then we've got, I'm kind of putting these here. Doesn't really matter, there aren't categories. I mean, they are their own categories, so, okay. Ooh, all right. And this is Solstice. All right. So let's put this all together here. And let me catch up. Yes, it is a good deck. It's a wonderful deck. Creativity, October says, creativity and play help us stay balanced collectively. Yes, just like how we show up leads to our ascension when we change from showing up in fear to showing up in love, true love for one another. Absolutely, 100. October. And it's what can pull us together when we're pulling back, you know, from the outside and from the events that are happening. What can bring us together? It's like this weekend that I had to miss, unfortunately, but I was there too. You know, I know everybody that was there and the time that was being had, and I felt in community with them. But it is those things that can kind of draw people out again, give them a reason to engage with life again, rather than duck and cover mode. Okay, smelling air. I'm thinking about the expressions we use, you know, smell a rat, something about smelling like roses, come up smelling like roses. Smell is an indicator of the health of something. If something stinks and smells rotten, it's not healthy. And so we can look at also smoke cleansing, clearing the air so that what we take in is clean and clear. Air also connects with the intellect, with the mental and the intellect. And smell is really powerful. So I'm looking at these two together. I encourage you, and I have many, many times, to gather about you smells maybe that you haven't smelled in a long, long time, that carry meaning for you. And smell connects to your lizard brain, that really deep reptilian, whatever it's called, I can't remember. And so it can be connected to memory, good or bad. It can be a trauma trigger, but it can also be a joy trigger. Things like my grandparents lived in a little town, coal mining town in southwest Pennsylvania. And literally the alleyways in this town, because there weren't paved roads when I was a kid, it was just gravel, and most of that gravel was coal. And they had coke ovens near there too, so there was constantly coal being cooked, and of course everybody's furnace was coal, and there was that smell of coal smoke. If I go to a Ren fair and there's a blacksmith there and I get a smell of that coal smoke, I just about give myself black lung, sniffing, 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 because that smell is such a deep connection to me. I, in the last years, have bought, you know, Neutrogena Rain Bath, which I used in the 80s when I was living by myself, and it was just a joyful time of discovery and empowerment, and that smell takes me back there. The smell of ritual, burning sage, frankincense and myrrh, fire of Azrael, those smells trigger something in my brain. So work on that sense of smell. That's a message that we're getting here. Think about your sense of smell and the things that make you go, ugh, but more importantly, the things that make you go, oh, that brings back this feeling to me. Smells can evoke a feeling. If your circumstances aren't giving you that feeling, trick your brain by giving it a smell that is going to catalyze a feeling that you haven't had in a while. So we can create a feeling, an atmosphere, a sense, a vibe. We can raise our frequency just by smell. Air and play talks about being playful in your mind, sense of humor, you guys. Without humor, I would just be toast. Even in the middle of things being hellish, you know? Humor comes to me, and I am so very grateful for that. All right. Solstice over here, we're talking about the extremes of light and dark, right? Summer and winter solstice. We are moving now towards the equinoxes, which is a time of balance, but this is talking about the extremes. So to deal with the extremes and bring things back into balance is what we're talking about doing here. And witch bottle, let me look this up. I am going to look them all up. So let's just start. We did lungs. Let's go to create and play. And you know, nowhere in this book does she talk about splitting this deck and using it in its components. And as it hollered to me last night, and as I got it out and was looking, and it's like, you know what? And I really like it. So before us, I mean, let's see. There are many ways to create, whether we paint, write, play music, craft a blanket, or nurture life. We're all creators. We take of ourselves and build the world around us with our minds, bodies, and spirits. Be careful not to fall into the trap of perfection or the idea that you need to create anything less than a masterpiece. It is the whole of our work, the collective experience of creation, that we should revel in. So yes, you don't have to make money out of the things you create. You don't have to make good things or worthy things, or you don't have to expose the things you create to anybody else's opinion if it makes you feel good. It's the act of creating, not the product of creation that we're after. It's the brain frequency of creation, the flow state, gamma frequency that we're looking for here. The creative play that just let's see what happens. Not I want to make that, oh, I came miserably short, you know, but give me these to play with. Oh, I wonder what I can do with that. Let's see what happens. Was it fun? Should be the judgment, right? That should be your test at the end. Did I have fun? Okay, life can't be all about work. We need to let our imagination run free and shake out our limbs from time to time. Move, jump, dance, flail about, physical play. I love the, Baba Yaga's little cabin there on chicken legs. Play isn't just for the body either, it's for the mind as well. There's play and air. Allow for some fantasy, suspend disbelief on occasion, and let yourself fly. Go ahead and engage in a little make-believe. When we allow ourselves to play, our mind relaxes and our view shifts, allowing for greater problem-solving capabilities. Yes, problem-solving. Worry less about what others think and resolve to play more. Dance like no one's watching. Be ridiculous and full of wonder. Make some myths and memories now. Absolutely. Okay. Smell. And the thing I'm skipping here is just the description of the image, because you can hopefully see there. You see the bottles? Our sense of smell is deeply linked to memory. This connection likely evolved from our early survival instincts, our need to be able to detect danger from predatory animals, bad food, or shifting weather, like when you can smell the rain and the snow, as well as remember what foods are good and what places are safe. Scent also plays a huge role in attraction, who we're drawn to or repulsed by, all through the power of our noses. With the combined powers of earth, fire, and air, we use smoke to cleanse as well as perfume spaces and also to communicate with spirits, deities, and ancestors. So talking about scent having an impact on your state of mind, everything we just said. Applying a familiar scent to your body can bring comfort. Burning certain kinds of incense can lift your spirits. Make note of which smells empower and inspire you so you can tap into those energies for ritual. Very good. Air. The element of air reminds us that the power of that which is invisible to us can still affect us profoundly. You can't see the wind, but you can sure see what it moves. Air sustains life. We can feel and see the effects of air around us even though it is invisible. Breathing is believing. I have to think about that one for a while. Breathing is believing. Respect the unseen forces that are present in your life. Find wonder in the everyday moments of your life simply by focusing on your breath as air moves in and out of your body, connecting you to the world around you. And then there's a little mind blower thing where you can sit and think about the air that has been recycled and recycled and recycled, and the particles that are in the air, and that you are breathing molecules that maybe were breathed by, Genghis Khan, were breathed by fill in the blank. We are exchanging those molecules. Okay, ephemeral, effervescent, lighthearted. The direction of the wind can have metaphysical interpretations that you may use for inspiration and guidance. When it comes from the north, be on guard and protect. From the south, be open to receive blessings. The east brings new beginnings. The west brings change. Okay, you might not be able to change the direction of the wind, but you can learn to sail with it. All right, solstice. Let's see. Oh, hi, Jet. Hi, I didn't see you. Okay, wait, I'm going to go back for a second here and catch up because I'm getting behind on the messages. Samantha says all the seasons have a smell. Absolutely. Jet says, and welcome, Jet. So good to see you here. Through the spoken word, you give breath to the truth. Absolutely true. Also, still too many out there who, through the spoken word, are giving energy to lies, so discernment is essential. Yep, for sure. You got to be responsible to the words that are writing your breath. Connecting with spirit, soul, and your higher self helps discern the truth. Totally. We all would if it were not for humor. At this point, it's pretty macabre. I'd be crazier than I am. Yes, a sick sense of humor and black humor is definitely a blessing in these times. Crazy is so underrated. I agree. Learning through pleasure rather than pain. Absolutely, Jet. Yeah, lessons don't have to be painful. They can be painful in terms of picking a scab or in terms of getting the cast off and walking on that leg for the first time in weeks, that it can be the kind of pain that you're stretching or you're feeling muscles being used. But it doesn't have to be painful. Samantha says, how many things can I make from toilet paper and paper towel tubes? Yep. Oh, the Sin Stream rescued a sparrow recently and found out I can make cool structures for her from cardboard tubes. How wonderful is that? All right, solstice. The solstices mark both extremes of the year, yet are also points of balance. And think about this too. It's just balance every step of the way. So, for instance, it's getting dark out there. Lighten up that side a little bit. When the sun hits its zenith, its strongest point at the summer solstice, is the exact same time when it starts to fade, and the exact same time when it goes into the sign ruled by the moon. I always find that really interesting. Okay. Solstices remind us that light and dark define each other, always in a dance of balance. As soon as we reach the farthest point, we dance back to the center and beyond again. We're forever seeking a balance between the wild and domesticated parts of ourselves. Yes. And know that balance isn't always equal halves, and it's also not static. Balance isn't rigidity. Balance is movement. You can't balance without movement. Okay. Witch bottle. Depending on the folklore, witch balls and bottles are made by witches and magical practitioners, but also can be procured and used to ward against curses thrown by them. A witch bottle might contain urine, vinegar, hair, fingernail clippings, red thread, thorns, coins, ash, nails, pins, salt, blood, red wine or herbs, rusty razor blades, rusty nails, all of those things. Witch bottles are typically buried on the edge of a property or hidden somewhere within a home to capture and contain evil forces. Witch balls are decorative glass spheres that are prominently hung in windows to ward off bad luck and evil spirits. Showing you things that I'm making. Here's one that is still got threads hanging from it. An evil eye mandala to ward off. They're not usually filled with anything like what is found in a witch bottle, but instead the colors, patterns, and shapes made by the glass do the apotropaic work. Apotropaic. Interesting. So fascinate, distract, and mesmerize. In many ways, both witch bottles and balls are meant to redirect attention. Are you being distracted by others, leading to disruptions in your work? If so, you could construct a witch bottle and hang a witch ball in your work area to deflect any unwanted energies. Yes, please do this. Please do this. Please go around your house, recharge whatever witch bottles you already have installed. Curtail your consumption of news. I think this is the biggest thing that has helped me in the last month, is just going on a 100% fast. I'm still aware of things that are going on, but I'm not consuming things that I cannot do anything about right now, you know, and focusing on what I can do, what I can add to the world. So the witch bottles are saying, put up your wardens. Filter, filter, filter your experience and what is coming towards you. It really has everything to do with the state of your mind. We need to stay away from the extremes, bring them into balance. All right, let's look at commune and cleanse. Thanks to wordsmiths such as Shakespeare, it's easy to summon the image of a coven of witches brewing up magic around a cauldron. While a witch may certainly work alone, working with others who share your vision can be an incredible experience. When we commune, we come in union. Communion. With ourselves, with spirits, with each other. In convening, we gather to conjure and create something entirely new. In the medieval Welsh poem, Praidd Annwn, right? Praidd Annwn, maybe. When we read the first word from the cauldron, when was it spoken? By the breath of 9 damsels, it is gently warmed. We are reminded of the power that can be generated when we gather together and collaborate. Convene, collaborate, conjure, gather. Here we are. Even when we're working by ourselves, we're collaborating with the world around us, acknowledging the spirits of place and those that have come before you. When you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. Embrace the spirit of working together to create something new. Now, when we do our meditation and we push out a layer to connect with the grid, that grid is always there, and we can hop into it anytime we need to, whether everybody else is at that moment there or not. Remember, no time or space in magic. Everything happens all at the same time. And then cleanse. Cleansing is excellent metaphysical hygiene, not only for spaces and objects, but for bodies as well. It combines cleaning and spiritual intent and focus with movement, whether you're wafting smoke, anointing with water, or sweeping. Cleansing can be done to remove unwanted energies or entities, but it has other uses as well, such as preparation for a ritual. We used to do a thing called bitch and sweep during Temple of Luna way back when, and we would, in the circle, it's like, okay, everybody ready, think of everything that you just need to bitch out of your system and bitch it into the middle of the circle, and everybody would just be bitching in the middle circle, and then somebody would volunteer to take the broom and sweep the whole bunch of it out the east doorway. We could have swept it out the west too, but the east was the easiest one to do. And, you know, somebody would say, oh, you missed a piece there, and sweep, sweep, sweep. Okay, did we get it all? Sweep it all out, right? Sanctify, purify, refresh, reclaim. Time to clean. Take a cleansing breath, bringing in fresh air. Here we go. Smell and breath and air. Again, repeating themes. Then releasing whatever is holding you down. Use a combination of the elements to clear negative energy from a room or building. Light a white candle, sprinkle some salt, utilize smoke or incense, and bless the water. Take a ritual bath or shower, cleaning the body, mind, and spirit all at once. So yeah, it's time to clean things out, set up our wardens, so we're very discriminating and discerning about what comes in to our mind in by the air, and we can do this with each breath, you know. Okay, there was some bad thoughts I was having to breathe them out the next minute, and the next breath in is clean and pure. It's kind of like when I was in labor. I commented on somebody's post. I think they were talking about having a baby. I can't remember, but when I was in labor with my daughter and my midwives, I had home births. At one point, labor was kind of slowed down a little bit, and she said, "Why don't you go get in the tub for a while?" Because my water hadn't broken. And I'm like, no, no, I can't do, but alone, no, I can't do that. Where are you guys going to be? We'll be in the living room. No. And then I thought, I'm the only one having this baby. Ain't nobody else can have this baby for me. All they can do is monitor me and encourage and coach and change the plan if need be, monitor, but ain't nobody having this baby for me. And I got in that tub and I came to terms with it, and it was one breath at a time. Breath in, here comes a contraction. Okay, keep breathing, and just holding on to each breath. And when I concentrated on it, rather than trying to escape from it, it was never as bad or as long as I thought it was going to be. But that was one breath at a time. And when you get to the extremities of life, when someone is in great pain or they're going through a big transitional event and things are big, it's one breath at a time, and each one of those breaths is vital. Okay. Oh, that's so sweet. Jet says, nice to be here as I've never participated in a live chat. Hey, welcome. And Darcy says, yes, we are the funniest live chat. That is very true. Time to reread Women Who Run with Wolves. I tried to read that and I couldn't. I need to try again. Love the message about light and dark and comments about balance. Absolutely. New word alert. A pop of what was it? I can't remember now. Bought a purple witch ball. I used to have a witch ball that a friend of mine knew somebody that was learning how to blow glass. And she had a couple where it cracked a little bit, and I got it, and then it's gone because I'm sure it broke. Jet says, in shamanism, we sweep with a feathered fan made of birds of prey, that being the owl, raven, hawk, and eagle, along with a smudge mixture. Yes. Powerful. Sin says, it's a terrifying realization. I remember saying, I can't do this, I'm going home. I know. It really is, isn't it? But it's also a sobering, calming realization, because you stop all the running and you just go, okay, time to get down to work. It is the biggest reckoning ever. And, it's why every woman, no matter how much she wants to be pregnant, just goes through the terrors at some point, because you realize, oh my God, this baby's getting bigger and there's only one way out of this. A couple different methods, but one way out. Oh, Beck says, I miss your in real life rituals so bad. Oh my God. Yeah, honey, out of spoons while your baby is so little, but itching and scratching for ritual with company. I know. Me too. Me too, me too. We can put the intention out and pray that it comes to fruition. So, what an amazing, amazing reading from this deck. Now I'm going to have to split them all apart again, but that's okay. But yeah, when you take, and I mean, it does wonderful readings just all on its own too, if you mix them all together. But wow, taking it into its components is the shit. Okay, so we have 1 and 2 to go. Now watch, it's going to give me every numbers but 1 and 2. 4, 3, 5, 5, 3, 2. See? I know this die. Okay. Tarot of the She. Such a good deck. I've noticed that, when I started this channel, I was kind of scared of a lot of my decks because I was still thinking I had to study and do stuff to be able to read them. And this was one deck that was like, oh, it's so different. I don't know what, but wow, what a deck. And the other Emily carding that I have is the Transparent Tarot. Just as unique as this one is in its own way, and nothing like it. She definitely has the gift and the connection. Okay. All right, they're telling me to stop. The Maker, the Ace of Earth, so that's the second Ace of Pentacles we've had. Dreamer 9, Nightmare, that's the second Nine of Swords we've had. And Dreamer 3, the Three of Swords. Wow, soul loss, okay. Dreamer 7, here come all the swords, so there's the Seven of Swords again. Dancer Prince, there's the Knight of Cups again. The Moon. All right, I'm scooching everybody back some more. Come on. Come on. Ooh, that cauldron's hot. All right, then we have the High Priestess, Moon, High Priestess. Judgment again. And Four of Wands again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9 repeats from the other tarot deck tonight. All right. So the Maker. The essence of Earth is manifestation. The essence of Earth is enrobing energy in the earth element, in substance, so you can put your hand to it. Anything that you can perceive with your senses is of the element of earth. The Maker. And then we have Nightmare and Soul Loss. So what I'm looking at here is, you know, we have manifested some pretty horrendous things on this planet collectively by giving over our sovereignty to those who have already lost their souls, at least lost connection with it, right? And we have this ongoing nightmare and soul loss. But what we need to do here, this is talking about looking at how it's manifesting in your life. How are these things manifesting in your life? Is it in a way that you can do something about? All right, I'm going to keep tracking here. Dreamer, 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 swords, swords, and swords, which are the mental element, which says, where do all these problems come from? They come from right here, you guys, right the fuck here. Who dreams up this shit? You know, people's minds that are disconnected from their spirit. People's minds that are dwelling in grievance. This one says a coward betrays. So Samantha and I had a conversation not too long ago where she told me about something she heard that said that a tyrant can't function without grievance, that a tyrant depends on grievances for their power. First of all, a tyrant is made up of grievances. And if you look at the people that are so very unhappy now, they're just big balls of grievance, you know? They are victims looking for abusers. And this, a coward betrays, but it's almost like the part that takes over your mind of just poor me, poor me, poor me. And watch the video that I put up earlier today because it talks about this. That self-pity, that poor me, and who's going to take care of me? What about me? Who's going to take care of me? You are. You are. All right, a coward betrays, and then the Dancer Prince, which is the Knight of Cups, is the gift of passion. Then we have the Moon. Okay, this is, I'm almost tempted to scoop it up and start again, but I'm not going to. When the moon comes up, it's like, ooh, we're casting a cloud over everything. Confusion. Everything going into the nighttime realm. So all this nightmare and soul loss and cowardice and I need to get my own back. It's all illusion. It's all illusion. And I'm looking at this Knight of Cups here as kind of, look at the big moon in the background with the cup. He's like opening this window so we can get a view on these illusions that we carry with us that cause us so much trouble. The illusion of separateness, the illusion of difference, that we're so different on the outside that we don't share this essential spirit, that we don't share the same needs and wants as human beings. The High Priestess is where we begin to take it in our hands. Look at the rainbow arcing from her hands. So this is where the High Priestess steps up. And, I'm looking at this. Yeah, we have managed to manifest all of this. But we can start getting an insight into it and seeing it emotionally, seeing it with our heart, opening the window with the idea of what can I bring, how can I help? That's the Knight of Cups. Okay, I can help by not falling prey to the illusion, by stepping into that night realm, understanding that these are shadows, the play of shadows and light, that it's not real, but it can give me information, and the High Priestess can see that information and interpret it and give us all a guidance out. Look at what's coming out of her mouth here. Speaking into being, breathing out, taking and sensing and manipulating these subtle energies, running it through the clear, dispassionate, unemotional mind of the High Priestess and breathing out change. Breathing out the new. And then this was the same card in the same position as the video from earlier today. Foundations blessed. Warrior 4. So here's where we take this journey of illusion, delusion, grievance, soul loss, nightmare, dread, and we open the window to see illusion for what it is, to see it clearly and begin to transmute, translate. Here's the true meaning, and then we start the foundation again. And here we have Wheel of Fortune. The times they are a changin'. Let's go to the book. Let me catch up here because you guys are popping off. Okay. Darcy says 13 witches watching now. Welcome all. Indeed. Jet says, loved your earlier reading today with this deck. Yeah, it's an incredible deck. I used to be very stuck on the book with this deck, but it's just very easy to read when you let yourself do it. Proves it's the truth. You can't make this shit up. That's right. Same message, different deck. Like the whole world has lost its soul. Yeah, true. Except they haven't. The whole world that's in the spotlight, the whole world of power, the illusion of power has lost its soul. Those of us that are remembering our own sovereignty, you can't remember your sovereignty if you don't remember your soul. If you don't feel you have sovereign power, that's when you start controlling everybody and everything else, or trying to. Hi, Frankie. Hi, Frankie. Hi. I'm so glad you're watching. Jet says, this is our challenge during these times, to master our own mental and emotional mind as both work in tandem with one another. Yes, 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 yes. They have to inform each other. There's the balance of the conscious and the unconscious. The conscious and the unconscious. The balance of those things. Where do our emotions lead us when we're looking at a situation? Okay, I'm feeling kind of this way about that situation. Is that me? Is that my own past stuff or not? Or am I reading it from here? Right? To be able to see clearly. Okay, let's read. Let's let the deck speak for itself. That's why I like looking things up, because each deck has such a unique voice. And now the fourth and final birth is into Maker's fertile earth, where all things grow and then must die to return once more to Dreamer's sky. Growth, abundance, fruition, manifestation, stability, and health. So, this deck doesn't do reverses, and that's a wonderful thing too. Then we have Dreamer 9. The power to make our own dreams true can be of blessed or cursed hue. From dream's own breath the clawed hand grows, and a landscape wrought of life's harsh blows. I want you to see this better. Look at the face, look at the claw reaching down. Look at the breath coming out of her mouth. Boy, do we have a theme here, huh? All right. And then it says fears, paranoia, nightmares, anxiety, distress, grief, illusion. Yeah, all of it. And then Dreamer 3, the heart of dream is torn in three, leaving a hole where the whole, W-H-O-L-E, should be. The blessed ravens feast on sorrow, that the light may bring a fairer morrow. Sorrow, trauma, heartbreak, bitterness, mental anguish, and release. So yeah, I mean, is that where we find ourselves or what? And the cruelty that's manifesting, the cruelty, and there's that coward. The coward betrays. At times the shadows in dream are hidden, and from the depths will emerge unbidden. They must be faced, the challenge met, lest dreams be tangled in cunning net. Unseen challenge, cunning, secrets, strategy, theft, subterfuge. Then we got the Dancer Prince going, we see you don't have any clothes. Okay. The brooding hero of the dance, a poet's spirit of romance. He'll steal the heart that you would keep and lead you darkly to the deep. Poet, musician, brooding, tortured, romantic, spiritual, obsessive. So here's another side of this card. He could be the one that is like the Pied Piper. He's the one that's putting out these messages of, you know, if you don't do, look out, they're coming to get you. If you don't do what I tell you, you're going to get whatever taken from you. Those lies. And the moon can also be lies and deception. Look at the weight of this on this. The weight. Whew. This is actually kind of good news, the Maker up here, because it's saying this has already manifested. It's already shown itself. We don't have to wonder anymore whether they're gonna, you know? It has already manifested. So we get to the moon here. I close my eyes and see more clearly. I visit you in dreams. I am the silver path of reflection, and I am the land that dwells beyond the mirror's face. To me you return always as you wake to sleep, drawn to the other side of what is real. I am your hopes and fears, I am triumph and illusion. You know me well, though my face is ever changing, for I am the landscape of your own shifting self, always reaching, delving deeper as the other reaches back. I am the vision of two worlds meeting. I am the knowledge of things to come and all that's past. Things that are, things that were, and things that may or never be. Galadriel, things that are, things that were, and things that have not yet come to pass. I am my own demise and my own birth. I know well the cycle's sting. Dreams may promise and dreams may take. Mind your moon path with great care, and you may find a truer self with hand outstretched. Dreams, cycles, intuition, prophecy, vision, illusion, shadow self, subconscious, underworld, emotions, hormones. Hormones, wow, yeah. So what else I'm seeing here is that this is what we have manifested is giving us the opportunity to really look into our shadow side and see the ick that's there, because it's there in all of us. It's been installed by our culture. So it is also our job and part of ascension and raising our frequency to get into our shadow side and make friends. Welcome in those parts of ourselves that have been abandoned, that have been rejected. See those, the illusion of this being false self. It's all part of your system. And we can see into this shadow self. And then here's the PowerPoint. Then we come to the priestess. I am the guardian of the lake, and I am the waters. I am the reflection of the hidden moon, and I am what lies beneath. I rest upon the pages of the great book between the setting sun and the rising moon. My name is secret, and its power lies beyond the veil. If you would learn to read your own reflection in my waters, then perchance you may start to glean some wisdom from my book. But what of your own book? Is it open or closed? Do you sit confidently within the pages, or do you still search for it in the darkness? There's much that is hidden, and I hold the key to your mystery. The new moon teases us with but a little of her face, yet it belies her presence. So it is that the face we show the world is but the surface peak of the depth that lies beneath. Man, this is so coherent. See the spiral path unfold beneath your feet and travel beyond the glistening surface of the waters into the beckoning depths. Your true name is written in a strange language. Let your intuition guide you toward its meaning. Mystery, intuition, veil, channel, bridge, divinity, service, learning, guidance, reflection, peace, introspection, psychic development. Dang. Okay, judgment. Where are we at here? I am the golden trumpet of the higher voice. I am the herald of a new age. This is what wakes us up from all of this. Right? That which is hidden will be known to all, and those who were cast out shall once more ride the crests of the mountains. Above the clouds on highest peak I stand and sing the truth of my soul. All is open, all is known. I present myself without shame. With upright palms and wings outstretched, my destiny is clear. What was broken shall be whole, unseen shall be once more seen, and all shall ascend to glory. I am the peak of aspiration. I am the chorus of the ether. I am evolution. I am revolution, expanding and contracting with the cosmic breath. I am the higher purpose of all things revealed, and I will show you what lies above and beneath. Stand with me now and sing your note, as pure as your truest name. Evolution, ascension, truth, honesty, gnosis, redemption, beholding, unforgiving, expansion, awakening, purification. Whew. Warrior 4, the gate becomes a hearth, a home, no need for ever being alone. They celebrate the inner fire, joyous love that will never tire. Foundations, celebration, engagement or marriage, plans for future, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune. We are the sisters of fate. We are abundance and loss. Destruction and growth are by our whim, and the fool will always win our favor. We are the spinning wheel of time's cruel hand, yet happily we will grant our boons. We have much to give, the price is paid. The fire is taken with the fair, and storm is taken with the sun, for one's bright day is another's troubled night. Such is life, and such are we, and so the wheel of fortune spins our dance. Our water is pure, our gifts are true, do not question luck when it is granted. The maidens wish you well, and when it seems the storms are come, be open to the deeper truths. Ebb and flow, come and go, all things in their way, and time will fall to us. The water waits, the fruit delicious, take a bite and you will be satisfied. Take with greed, and you shall know our vengeance. Fate, luck, coincidence, synchronicity, blessings, prediction, gambling, faith, flow, trust, reincarnation. I got nothing else to say. I got nothing else to say. Okay. And now I got a bunch of messages to catch up with because, yeah, whoo-wee, this deck, these decks. All right, let's see. Connecting with our own inner priestess is essential. Oh, completely. Illusions and Delusions, a great name for a band, Time to get our voices out there. You betcha, Roxanne. Breathing and speaking over the waters of ourselves and our lives. Blessing the water before you drink it. Hi, Frankie. I love you. Darcy says, and I add mine to that. People are so cruel. That's true. And, you know, the cruelty is painful. It's painful for us, but it's painful for them, too. They're acting out of pain. The Sin says, oh crap, you're right. I feel others' crap so much sometimes I don't know anymore what's my own. Yeah, shielding. It's a fabulous deck. Hi, Marilyn. Marilyn's tarot tape, better late than never, watching from the beginning on my laptop. Yay! So glad you're doing this video, much needed. So true. Yes, I needed it. I really needed it. I love your fox. I see it. Not sure how she did that, but her horn just called my dog over to the computer. Oh, my Hi, Diana's Hounds. I'm calling Diana's Hounds. That's amazing. A powerful interpretation of the Judgment card. So true. All of this deck is really powerful. Yes, and gorgeous. He's a spoiled, rotten German Shepherd. Oh, baby. Loki. Give him big kisses and hugs from Mama Luna. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, I wish I had $1 for every time I'd heard somebody talk about how bad their dog or their cat is. They're just so bad. They're so naughty. What's their name? Loki? Pandora? Pandemonium? Yeah, okay. Think about what you name your pets. Anyway, and do I have, yes, I have a Pyewacket back there. You can't see him because he is the void, but Pyewacket is back there. And now, gosh, we're going to go over 2 hours. I can't believe it. Thought taking fewer decks would, you know, make it but I'm enjoying every minute of this. Okay, this away. Water on this side, fire on this side. All right. We're taking one from each of these. I'll hug him, but you gotta kiss him yourself. I can't, I'm allergic, but I'm also allergic to my cats, so. Message from water. Okay, they just came shooting out. We've got 2. Blessing and evaporation. All right. Blessing is you are sacred. The message is you are being showered with the grace of the goddess, open to receive a divine dispensation of her holy light. If you've drawn this card, you are a code carrier and hold the templates for the new earth in your DNA. Okay. Every step you take on this earth is a blessing. When you understand you're not separate from the divine, but that it is a living part of everything in existence, yourself included, you begin to claim your mastery. Walk the earth as though you are a saint or an angel, spreading blessings wherever you go, and know that you are actively participating in the evolution of humanity. Whether you know it or not, you are important, and you deserve to treat yourself and your life as sacred. Evaporation is gratitude and grace. True abundance never dries up. In times of scarcity, gratitude is one of the most valuable gifts you possess. Amen. Focus on life's blessings, however small they may appear, and open to the limitless flow of the universe. If you ever find yourself in a time of lack, rather than focusing on what you don't have, hold gratitude for all you do have. Be determined to notice the bounty that surrounds you. Each day, choose a different object or viewpoint and try to recognize beauty within the mundane and the everyday. Even if you're looking at a plastic bag blowing in the wind, see it as a piece of moving art or poetry. In this way, you open yourself up to receive more beauty, blessings, and prosperity. When the well runs dry, it teaches us to appreciate all we have while we have it. But like the evaporation and rain cycle, when we let go of what we no longer need, it opens up space for fresh, new opportunities to flow back to us. So, true, when you are feeling lack and you're worrying about money, and you sit down to eat the food that you've been given for the day, that you have, food that nourishes your body, even more gratitude for that food. It's very easy not to be terribly grateful or to say we're grateful when we have abundance overflowing, but we're just like, there's so much that we're not appreciating every molecule of it. So this is talking about bringing that gratitude to every single thing that comes through your life and then blessing it forward. Okay, my angels. Never was a worker with angels. This deck has turned me. I know that's not what that means, but you know. Okay. Haniel. Seeing clearly. Speak your truth. Although sharing your views can sometimes come at a cost, remain in your integrity. Things may seem unnerving right now, but ultimately the truth will always set you free. Be willing to see the whole truth of a situation, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. We live in a world where we are constantly manipulated by illusion, by the media, advertising, and even other people. It takes a strong heart and mind to stay true to your principles and values, even if the majority disagrees with you. So here's part of that sovereignty. Saying, this is my truth, this is my reality, this is the reality I live in, you will not take that from me. Being in your integrity. Sometimes being in your truth means not, you don't have to open your mouth. Discernment comes in there again. If speaking your truth would put you in danger in any way and it is not explicitly called for in that moment, maybe you don't put your truth out to the big crowd, but maybe there's one person in that group that it's like, I need to say this to you so that they know there's another side. Wow. Okay. These are such wonderful messages. I have been every morning doing my Froude's Fairies, and I take 3 that jump out, and then we do an angel and a water blessing, and then another fairy, or maybe sometimes a different deck, but it's just, it's wonderful. Yes, there is beauty amidst the mess of this world. There absolutely is. In fact, it's the majority is beautiful. It's when we start paying attention to media. That's what this is saying. We're manipulated. So if you're having a hard time seeing the beauty, maybe it's because your vision is skewed, because you're consuming this rather than this life, you know? The fact that I can't sit outside because we've got mosquitoes with West Nile virus back there isn't making me go, hey, I'm missing, you know, I sit every day and see that glory, and it's going to be cooler tonight, and I can't wait to open the windows tomorrow, even though the ragweed is really high. So yes, beauty, here's where you find beauty. It's not out there. It's not, oh, I got to go to the Grand Canyon so I can be, you can be that much in awe of the smallest thing. Let me tell you something. My husband came up, look at this, there's my big head. My husband came up the other day and said, you got to come down and see this. Something on the window, these little eggs on stalks. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I mean to tell you, these things were minute. We're talking like a 32nd of an inch on a stalk, many times finer than a hair. Maybe the stalk was a 1/4 of an inch long, stuck to the glass, sticking straight out with this tiny, tiny, tiny thing at the end of it. And he figured out, because he is the bug man, cuckoo, that these were the eggs of lacewings, green lacewings, which are wonderful little beneficial bugs that eat all kinds of aphids and things that, kill your plants in your garden. And we actually yesterday watched one hatch. Now, with magnifying glasses, and I mean tiny, 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 but look up, go to YouTube, well, you're on YouTube, but look up lacewing eggs or just lacewing hatching or something like that, and you'll see what we saw, only impossibly small. And we could see something like it was very white and kind of coming out, but you couldn't tell because so small, so small. And these things come out, and because they're in a larval stage and they're really vulnerable, they go and crawl around. And first of all, the reason they're on stalks is because when they're born, they are so voracious, they'll eat each other. So the stalks kind of keep them separate from each other. And then they crawl around and they find little pieces of lichen and dirt and leaves and even the bodies of things they've eaten, and they stick it to their back. So they can go and their little head sweeps back and forth looking for food. It's miraculous and incredible how that you're looking at something so small, and I'm going, there's a heart in there and a circulatory system and a brain. What the fuck? So you don't have to go very far to get hit with the, Okay. It was truly mind-blowing. October says there's magic everywhere. You just have to look. If you happen to grow dahlias, God, they're beautiful. Go out at night with a flashlight, shine it on them. They grow glitter on their petals. I have to go out to the orchard. Beckwith Orchards, that's right around the corner from where Samantha lives, has a dahlia garden in the back. And the sacred geometry in those flowers is stunning. If you think the universe is out of whack, go look at one of those. No, there is order. What's out of whack is the people that think they're outside of that order and are trying to reorder the laws of the universe and the natural logic that is in operation all around us. So time for them to fall in line or fall the fuck out. That's what I say. Anyhow, let's wrap up, you guys. Let's wrap up. So get yourself settled back in your seat, comfortable again. I don't need to be that big. Comfortable again. Come on back into your body and just imagine all of the messages, all of the communication, all of the chat that's gone on, all of the communing, the friendships that have been made. We've shared friendship with each other tonight. So feel all of that, all of the messages. Don't try to remember them. Your mind heard them all. You can go back and watch again if you want to, but just let it all sink in. Imagine those are all raindrops falling on a thirsty earth that is your mind and your body and your being, and let that sink in and feel it nourishing every single bit of you. Know that your intelligent system will take what belongs to it, take what is helpful, take what is nourishing, and that the rest can wait to ripen. Some may not be part of your truth at all, and those can just dissipate. But absorb every bit of positivity, beauty, play, creativity, enlightenment, community, messages, cleansing, healing, protecting. Soak it all in. And after you soak it in, breathe it out into your sphere so that you can bathe in it. So it is part of your energy system and part of your exchange. Now from your heart, on the next out breath, let's breathe out some gratitude and love into the grid. sharing, and feeling, each one of us feeling a little more balance because of this sharing throughout the grid. And now exhaling and another deep inhale. On the exhale, push that outer boundary out so it wraps around the planet and then flashes out into space. And then contained in your own energy center again, let everything that is done now fall down the root. And also down into your root, send gratitude and blessing for Mother Earth. I would not be able to speak these words without the element of Mother Earth, without the goddess who veils me. And so send blessing and healing to our Mother Earth that she may find her balance. All the extremes we're seeing right now is just her seeking equilibrium. We're coming to those solstice points of extremes, one way or the other. And yet, even in that extreme, balance is a moving thing, and balance is coming. Equanimity, equilibrium are actively at play now. And then to your guides and guardians, your allies and ancestors, your personal gods and goddesses, our deep gratitude, our love, now and forevermore. So mote it be. And now just let everything dissipate on its own. Take what you need and leave the rest, as they say. Thank you so much for hanging out. There's a couple links down below if you really value what you find here and can shoot me a couple bucks. I am immensely grateful. I'm gratitude for it. Oh my goodness, sacred geometry is everywhere as well. Touching grass is really a good thing. Yes, it is. Touch grass, taste water. Oh, you're so welcome, Sinstream. I'm so happy to have you here. Yeah, hit that like button. Why not? And October, I've needed community too. I'm so happy to have you here. My blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you, Roxanne. Yes, yes, yes. Miigwech soul sisters and brothers. Thank you, Jet. Thank you so very much. Oh my goodness. Do I go live often? I haven't gone live in a long time. It is my intention to go live regularly again, which means once a week. So let's add your intention to that, and may it happen. May it happen. So mote it be. And, hit the bell. Hit the like is one thing. Hit the bell is more important, because then you'll get a notification when I am going live, because sometimes I don't know it until it happens, right? Because of my hinky system, but my hinky system that I love so very much and that I am caring for and that is caring for me now. So thank you so much, you guys. I will see you soon. Until then, this is Luna, your humble priestess. Blessed be.